Hi everyone, and welcome to LearnNeuroRadiology.com. My name is Brent Weinberg, the founder and creator of LearnNeuroRadiology. Today we're going to do something a lot different from the normal videos. If you're familiar with our site, we mostly have teaching content about neuroradiology education, how to learn how to do things like interpret a brain MRI, brain CT, like things like that, information on different diseases, board review. But today I'm going to take a look at something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence, and specifically I'm going to take a look at an online tool for text copywriting that's come out. It's been advertised, it's called Jasper. It's been advertised as something you can use to write blog material. As someone who has a website, Learn Radiology, I'm interested in this. It's advertised as a tool that can help writing your website easier, or help make writing your website easier. And I'm interested to see how would that apply in a subspecialty kind of content like neuroradiology education. I think it'll probably do fine if you're writing about inflation or kind of general interest topics like travel, but can it function in a subspecialty topic like radiology? Now, I didn't get anything from this. I'm not getting anything. I'm not promoting this. I'm not telling you guys to go out and get this. I just want to see, because AI is something that a lot of radiologists are interested in. So I'm kind of wondering, what happens if you try to apply this in a radiology setting. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at this software tool. I'll show you guys what it took to create a login, and I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll make fun of it. Maybe we'll actually do better than expected. Who knows? But we won't know until we try. So welcome, thanks, and let's dive in. So what I've done here is I've gone to the Jasper website. This is the front page that you'll see. You'll see it's coming up that I got a special offer here where I can get 10,000 words to try out Jasper for free. They're advertising that they have a lot of companies behind them, a lot of companies using this, Airbnb, Autodesk, all these companies are using this. They have a video here. It's kind of interesting. It's offering some of the features. Let's take a look at this video. Let's see,
Say hey
what they
to
have
Jasper.
to say.
Artificial intelligence makes it fast and easy to write content for your blog, social media, website copy, and more. Writer's block have you stuck? Not anymore. Now you can scale up content 5 times faster using AI. So how does Jasper work? Get started at jasper.ai. Once you're in, choose from over 50 different writing skills Jasper already knows. Simply tell the AI what you want to write about and then press generate.
I'm going to stop this right here for a second. This is kind of interesting. They're saying that you're going to give this thing a topic. It's going to write up some copy for you. It's going to generate some prelim stuff. Maybe you edit it a little bit, then you put it directly on your website. It's interesting. It's telling you, you can tell it what tone of voice you want it to be clever. I don't know. Maybe it's sarcastic. I don't know. We're going to see. Let's keep going on this.
Instantly before your eyes, watch Jasper write content for you. Since Jasper has read about 10% of the internet, it knows all about your niche.
Okay, here's where this starts to unravel a little bit. So Jasper's read 10% of the internet. That's a lot of reading material. A lot of that's garbage, but never mind that. So my niche is radiology, specifically neuroradiology. So we're going to see how well this performs in a subspecialized niche. So let's see, but let's finish this video. We don't want to judge it too quickly here.
And is trained by expert marketers to write emotional, persuasive copy. Do you want to write high-quality blog content fast? Then activate Boss Mode. This lets you command your AI assistant directly in documents like, "Hey Jasper, write a paragraph about aliens in the tone of voice of Joe Rogan."
Boss Mode. All right, so we got a boss mode that. I don't know what that means exactly, but it sounds like something that you want. You want to be the boss. You don't want to be a minion. I'm interested to know that this will write in the tone of voice of Joe Rogan. I want to know what radiology in the voice of Joe Rogan would be like.
Dang, look at that.
Apparently,
now you just got to make your
aliens are
edits, rephrase, and then generate your next paragraph. It's that fast and easy. Jasper writes original content that's plagiarism-free, optimized for SEO, and drives sales. That's why Jasper is rated 5 stars and over 3,000 reviews.
For the first time ever, we have content that's actually really ranking.
You've probably seen copy already that was written by it, and it's so good that even I have seen copy that's written by it and never realized.
I feel like this is telling us a lot about the internet. If most of it is being written by an AI bot, that really tells us a little bit about what's going on here. So I think I don't know who these people are, but it's kind of fascinating. I assume they're being paid for this, but
I can do so much more, so much faster because I'm cutting out a lot of the legwork in the copywriting, which is staring at the blank page and wondering what the heck I'm going to write about, right?
We invite you to join the most engaged community in content marketing with over 50,000 people in Jasper Nation. Get started now at jasper.ai.
How do you argue with that? We're going to get started. We're going to log in. I'm going to see like what this is about. We'll skip ahead. I'm going to have to create a login here, and we'll see how this goes. And then let's see how it goes. Let's see if Jasper can do anything about radiology. Radiology. Maybe we'll give it some topics, like maybe we'll give it some easy ones like brain MRI. Maybe we'll give it some harder ones like specific diseases, maybe like glioblastoma, multiple sclerosis. God forbid we tell it's right about herpes encephalitis. Don't know what we're going to get there. But let's just dive in and take a look. So I've clicked the trial screen, and now this is the second step that it wants. Company name. So learner radiology. Tell it about my domain, learnerradiology.com. This is presumably going to help it like know a little bit more about my business. Let's see what kind of, how do I plan on using it? Let's see, blog posts, social posts, email. I'm going to use it for website content. So that's what we want to see. I'm not a robot. So let's see. All right, try it free for 5 days. Just want to take a trial of starter mode here. Oh man, it wants to know my payment details. All right, well, I guess we're gonna have to do that. Let's see. All right, so I've pulled up Jasper now. Here it comes up to this dashboard. It looks like it's pulled a logo off of my website here, which is kind of interesting. So you see it's like coming up as Learner Radiology right here. Got my 10,000 credits, I guess. This is my dashboard. That's kind of fascinating here. So we can choose. We've got templates, we've got recipes, we've got documents. We can add documents. We're on starter plan here. I'm going to have to do something before 5 days here before it starts charging me. But let's dive right in. Let's see what's going to happen if we create a new document here. So I'm just going to click on new document. Let's see. Now it's offering me like I can pay like by the year. But that's okay. We're just going to start from scratch here. So let's see what happens if we start from scratch here. All right, well, this is fascinating here. We've got this editor, it's got title over here, content description. So let's see how this goes. So we're going to start. I'm going to give it a title. Let's just see what happens here. Let's say brain MRI, and let's see what that's going to go. So let's just tell Jasper what you are writing about, and let's see. Is it toggle on or off to hide this from Jasper? So let's see. I want to write an article. Educational article about medical uses of brain MRI. That's interesting. Let's see. We could choose a tone of voice. Let's just say serious here, because I don't want to give it any confusing here. Okay, so keyword. So we're going to say let's try radiology, brain. Magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. Let's see. All right, so the magic moment here is going to be to hit compose. Let's see what Jasper comes up with. Interesting. Nothing happened here. Generate next sentences. All right, well, it says I got to begin writing on my own, I guess. So can't do this. Okay, so let's see. Brain magnetic resonance imaging. All right, let's see, and that's going to be our heading here. So we're going to call that heading 1. And now let's see. Oh, all right, now let's try generate next sentences at cursor position. All right, so it's done something here. So brain MRI is a radiology technique that uses magnetism. All right, radio waves and a computer to produce images of the brain, diagnose and treat neurologic conditions. Okay, so far, not terrible. Kind of meaningless in my context, but okay. Now it's telling me brain MRI can be used to detect tumors, aneurysms, strokes, and other abnormalities in the brain. It can be used to assess damage from head injuries. Let's see what else. Conditions. Or even, let's see, tumors. Let's see. Now so we've given it a little more information. Let's click a little more, see if Jasper can do something else. All right, MRI is a non-invasive procedure, which means it does not require surgery. It's generally safe for most people. Here are some risks associated with the procedure. All right, they include claustrophobia. All right, well that's true. Let's see, heating of metal objects. Let's see what it says about it. Let's see what it says if I do that. Wow, it's actually surprisingly good. Let's see, if you are pregnant, made of metal. Skip that. Let's see, if you're pregnant, have implants, or are scared of small spaces, please let your doctor know. All right, let's see what else. And now let's compose a little bit more. All right, so it says if you're pregnant, let your doctor know. They may give you a sedative to help you relax. That would not apply if you were pregnant. The MRI is painless. You have a line of table that slides into the MRI machine. All right, so I gotta tell you, like, Jasper is actually doing a pretty decent job. It's writing a pretty low end, but overall, like, somewhat accurate measure of like kind of what brain MRI is like. It says the radiology technologist will be able to see you during the scan if you are uncomfortable. Your doctor will get your results later. Let's see if Jasper can come up with one final sentence. All right, so here's where Jasper starts to unravel a little bit. And so he is now repeating things that it already said. Okay, so it's now like coming up with things that it already told us about. So it's not like really doing a great job. So I don't think it's going to get like much further than that. But honestly, like for a generic article about MRI, if you have a generic blog, this is actually not awful, particularly to generate some non-expert content. I'm not incredibly unhappy with this. Like, I think it's kind of okay. At this point, like, we've generated this article. I feel like relatively comfortable with what's going on here, how Jasper's working. It did a pretty decent job on this relatively generic topic. I'm going to give it a score of, say, like maybe a B, B+. The fact that it started to repeat stuff here at the end, a little bit of a problem, but honestly, like, it's not half bad. So now I'm going to save this document. I'm going to move on. We're going to see if we can give Jasper a little bit more of a challenge by giving it a little bit more technical a topic. So let's move on and see how this is going to go. We're just going to save this. We're going to go back here, and we're going to try again. It's really pushing this 2 months free, but that's okay. So I got my Brain MRI document here that I worked on 28 seconds ago, but now we're going to have to give it a little bit more of a challenge. So now we've got to give Jasper something a little bit more challenging, like some brain MRI is like a general topic. It's something like kind of a general interest. It's something that you might find on like a patient-facing blog or something like that. Let's see how it does with a little bit more technical topic. So we're going to start from scratch. We're going to give it a topic here. Let's see, we're going to call this imaging glioblastoma. Okay, let's see. Glioblastoma. Let's stick with serious, like, so we don't like really throw it off. Let's see, keywords: GBM, MRI, brain, tumor. Now let's try this. Let's see how it's going to go. So we're going to try compose here. We're going to start writing on our own. Glioblastoma, GBM. We're going to call that our heading number 1. So let's see. Let's see. Let's give it a little bit of help here. I'm going to give it a heading number 2 here. We're going to call it CT. We're going to call it heading number 2. And let's see. I'll just start with the word imaging. And let's see what Jasper's going to do here. All right, so imaging findings of GBM on CT are non-specific, depend on the stage and grade of the tumor. They may be small, round, well-circumscribed masses. High-grade tumors tend to be larger, more irregular. They can have areas of necrosis. That is definitely true. I mean, this is actually halfway decent. Like, I'm relatively impressed with this. So they can have areas of necrosis or hemorrhage. Let's see, midline shift and edema are common. Let's see what else it says. All right, so magnetic resonance imaging. They're heterogeneous with high signal on T2, contrast enhancement. Necrosis and hemorrhage are common. These features can help distinguish GBM from other brain tumors. That is actually shockingly accurate. Like, I'm really pleased with this. It's kind of crazy, actually, like how good that is. Let's see. So now it's saying like PET. Let's see. I mean, PET, not commonly used. GBM. Let's see. Now let's try something a little trickier. Are there tumors? Let's see if it can handle that. Yeah, I mean, that's actually like kind of true. This is actually like upsetting me a little bit, like how good this is actually doing. We're going to make this a heading 2. We're going to make this a heading 2. It's a little diversion there, like towards PET. That's kind of crazy. I mean, it's actually doing like shockingly good here. Symptoms of GBM include seizure. All right, let's try this. I was going to see. That also true, like you think about hydrocephalus. Maybe this, let's get rid of that. That doesn't really fit. All right, let's think about differential diagnosis for glioblastoma on imaging. Let's make that heading number 2. And let's just scroll down. Let's see like how Jasper's going to do here. All right, so it thinks it could be an astrocytoma, true. Oligodendroglioma, true. Metastatic brain tumor, true. Pineal, like I don't really like it so much. We're going to delete that. That doesn't make any sense. So biopsy is often needed for a final diagnosis. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy good. Like I'm actually like halfway pleased with this. I thought I was going to come on here to make fun of it, but it's actually doing a halfway decent job. Like maybe I should not cancel the free trial. I don't know. It's actually doing a little better than I expected. How about, let's see, follow up imaging of glioblastoma. Let's see like what that's going to say. We'll call that heading 2. Let's see like what Jasper is up to. Wow, GBM tends to recur within 6 to 12 months. The prognosis. Let's just see if we can get it to do a little more. Wow, this is actually amazingly good. I'm really impressed with this. Like I thought that it was going to do poorly, but honestly, if I were writing like a kind of a general purpose, a general interest blog, this is actually extremely solid. And it even like gave me references here, like, which is pretty crazy. I'm very happy with this. Like I thought I was going to be on here to make fun of this, but it's actually doing like a pretty decent job here. Let's see what other tools like we have here. Let's see what we have some settings. Oh, plagiarism checker. Let's just check that and see. Oh, you gotta pay to use that. That's like it's kind of annoying here. You see you can enable Grammarly. So Grammarly is enabled. I guess you can check your grammar there. Turn that plagiarism checker off there. It's not really doing anything for me here. Overall, let's see, it's got 4 suggestions for grammar. Let's view these suggestions. Oh, it just wants to get rid of an extra space there. I mean, overall, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed with this. It actually came up with some pretty decent stuff. It does not have that much bad information. This actually, like, I'm not gonna say I would use this because I prefer to write my own content and whatever, but this does make me like a little bit nervous about like what's out there on the internet. So let's move on. Let's try one more thing here. Let's like give it something a little bit more technical. Let's start from scratch here. We're gonna call this I don't know. Let's give it a little bit more challenging thing. Let's say differential diagnosis of white matter. So we've told it before that we were gonna let's see, we give that title again. We're gonna say this is gonna be about the differential. This is white. Let's see. Let's try to make this witty here. Let's see if that does anything. Let's see, white matter, multiple sclerosis. Can't really see. Let's see. What else would we want to include in there? Maybe. Let's see. All right, so let's try that. We're going to start writing here. All right, we say imaging white matter abnormalities. Let's see. All right, so we've got a heading here. Now we're moving on. All right, Jasper, what you got? Okay, the article is going to review the various imaging findings of white matter lesion and provide some tips for making the correct prognosis. All right, let's see what else. All right, let's see, distribution of lesions. Let's call that heading number 2. Let's see what it's coming up with. All right, demyelinating diseases cause lesions that are more diffuse. Microvascular disease causes focal. This is not really true. This is somewhat true. All right, demyelinating disease, just threw some words in here. That's okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's see, age of the patient. See if Jasper can figure that out. Age of the patient is important. All right. Let's see, I'll narrow. Let's see. Let's see, vascular narrowing or calcification may suggest misspelled calcification there, but all right, let's see. Let's see what else it throws in there. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of not true. I mean, it is true. Well, in a sense, it's kind of throwing in some stuff that's like not really that useful there. Let's see. What are the causes? Okay, so let's see. We're gonna say multiple sclerosis, HIV, headache. Let's see if it can come up with something else. See, here it's kind of getting caught up in that thing again. It's like it's kind of repeating itself. We're going to delete that out, but honestly, like it's not terrible. Okay, seizures, yeah, I mean, not really. It didn't do so great on that, but honestly, like this is actually like pretty decent. I mean, I'm not mad about how good this is, or maybe I am mad about how good this is. It's actually doing a halfway decent job. I'm a little bit, I don't know, maybe radiologists are going to be replaced. However, like what this is doing is essentially regurgitating like whatever it's finding out there. We can probably see where it's coming from if we just put references and maybe have it composed. Then it'll probably tell us like, or not. Like it's just going to make a list for me where you can put in your own references. But honestly, this is actually a pretty decent tool. I'm not gonna recommend that anyone use it. I'm not gonna really use it on my site. But I came on here like I thought I was gonna make fun of this. It actually does like a halfway decent job of generating some somewhat useful content. I wanted to make fun of this, but it does have some flaws, right? Like it generates kind of generic content. It's repetitive. It's really just like regurgitating what it's finding out there, possibly even from my own site, because I did tell it what site it's from. But in any case, like it's really not that bad. Like I'm not unhappy. I think like if you're making a generic website out there, it's probably not that bad. In fact, like it's actually making me a little bit nervous about like some of the blogs that are out there to generate money or to run ads. Like a lot of them like are probably using stuff like this. This probably explains why there's a lot of like kind of generic content on there that doesn't really say anything. For now, like for me, like I've got to continue to make my own content, write good high quality articles. I don't want to include like things that aren't true or maybe things that don't make sense. But perhaps like for someone who's just like getting started, like writing a simple blog, maybe this works. I mean, to be honest, like this worked better than I thought it was going to work. And who knows like what the future will hold. I mean, I think we're going to see AI like a lot more, providing tools like this, maybe for report generation. This does make me wonder, like, why don't I have like more tools like this to help me generate reports, to kind of write these things out, and then I can edit them a little bit. Because right now, like the dictation tools we're using are basically the same tools we've had for the last decade or so. So hopefully we can get some of those things, make our jobs a little bit easier. That said, I'm not worried about it making imaging diagnoses for me. It's clearly like just following a particular pattern that it's seeing out there. It's reading back to me like common websites that I've seen. Now, I wasn't able to try this plagiarism checker because it wants me to pay for it. I'm not that happy about that. Because I'm a little bit worried that this stuff is like maybe copied from common sites like my own or even like Radiopedia. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking there. Like I'd be a little concerned about that if I were going to use this in a scientific paper or scientific exhibit or something like that. But that said, it does like kind of get me started. I was able to generate some articles pretty quickly, and honestly, like I said, I thought I was going to make fun of this, but it's actually halfway decent. I wouldn't throw it in the trash. Now that said, would I pay $49 a month for this? No, but I don't know. I mean, if you're running a bigger, like more general interest site, can generate more money from ads, it might actually make sense. For some people, it does make me a little nervous about the quality of content that's out there, and for a lot of blogs and things like that, if people are using this a lot, I don't know. It makes me a little scared. Like, and this does explain why there's a lot of generic content out there on the web. In any case, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Like, you can check out this tool if you want. I don't really get anything from this. I just wanted to see what this tool was like, what kind of AI tools we might have in the future. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll have more radiology specific content at a later time, and we'll definitely get back to those cases and everything soon. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the video, be sure to check out the other teaching videos on the site, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. Thanks for tuning in.